안녕하세요, 스님.
네.
I currently live with my mother, my two children, my husband, and my mother-in-law. I get extremely stressed living with my mother and my husband because of their differences, and also from having to care for my mother-in-law who has cancer.
어렵다는 건 이해가 되는데 다른 방법이 있을까요?
I understand that it's difficult to do all that you said, but is there any other way?
당신이 선택한
Currently,
거고 당신 남편이 선택한 거지 않습니까?
It is a choice that you made along with your husband.
당신들이 원하지 않으면 어머니도 따로 살게 하고 시어머니도 병원에 가도록 하면 됩니다.
And if you choose to not make that same choice, then your mother can live by herself, and your mother-in-law can go to a hospital.
네, 이것은 의무가 아니고 자기가 선택한 거니까 선택에 따른 책임을 지든지 힘들면 그 선택을 포기하든지 그럴 뿐입니다.
So this is not something that's forced on you. It's something that you made a choice on. So either if the choice is too difficult for you to bear, then it's a matter of you giving up and reversing your choice.
This was the choice that I made with my husband, but the thing that stresses me a lot is the fact that my mother is helping too much around the house. Now that my mother-in-law is living with us, the amount of work that she's doing at my house is unbearable. And as a daughter, it stresses me out. And since my mother is doing more than she needs to be doing, my husband isn't doing as much as supposed to do. So that's why I'm really stressed. And I also talked with my mother and my husband. We had a family meeting, but it's back to square one even after having a family meeting because my mom is not going to change. So I honestly don't know what to do. And I even offered to get a place for my mother, but she rather stays with us and help us now that my mother-in-law is staying with us.
네, 그러면 엄마의 도움을 받으면 되지. 그 엄마가 일을 많이 한다 이런 관점은 옳지 않습니다. 한 사람은 아프고 어머니와 시어머니, 친정어머니와 시어머니가 평등하다 이런 생각하면 안 되고요. 시어머니는 편찮으신 분이니까 보호를 받아야 되고 어머니는 건강하시니까 더 많은 일을 해야 되는 것은 아주 자연스러운 겁니다.
The thing that bothered...
Sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Sir, no, sir, go ahead.
So I don't think it's the right attitude to think that your mother and your mother-in-law are equal in abilities, since your mother-in-law is somebody who's ill and needs taken care of, and your mother is still healthy. So all you have to do is accept the help that your mother is offering.
엄마는 딸을 위해서 지금 어려운 일을 하는 거예요.
So your mother is doing this difficult job, the chores for you, her daughter.
엄마기 때문에 딸이 힘드는 것보다는 자기가 힘드는 게 더 낫다. 거기에 자기는 만족을 하는 거예요.
So she's getting her emotional satisfaction by thinking that, you know what, I'd rather do the difficult thing than let my daughter, do the difficult task.
또 자기도 자기 일에 도움이 되기 때문에 어머니의 그런 요청을 받아들인 거고요.
And you have, initially allowed your mother to do this because, what your mother does help you.
And I am not comparing my healthy mom to my mother-in-law who has cancer. I am actually disappointed in my husband because he's not doing what he's supposed to do because my mom is doing so much around the house. That's where I get so stressed. I'm not comparing between my mother-in-law and my mom. It's my mother-in-law and my husband. I mean, it's my mom and my husband.
엄마를 집을 얻어서 돌려보내는 게 해결책입니다.
I think the solution is have your mother, live by herself.
엄마가 옴으로 해서 우리 부부 사이에 갈등의 원인이 되는 것은 엄마가 잘못하고 있습니다.
If your mom's presence and what she does is driving a wedge between you and your husband, your mom is not doing the right thing.
그러니까 두 사람 사이의 관계를 점점 벌려놓는 거니까 이를 좀 도와주는 것에 갖는 이익보다 두 사람 사이의 관계를 벌리는 나쁨이 훨씬 더 큽니다.
You know, the wedge between you and your husband getting wider is much worse than compared to, you know, the contribution your mother's making by doing household chores.
But I don't want my mom to live by herself.
그러니 이거는 엄마 문제도 아니고 남편 문제도 아니고 자기 문제라는 거예요.
Then it boils down that this is your choice, your problem. It's not a problem of your mom or your husband. It's a problem that arises out of your desire, your choice.
I honestly don't know what to do. That's why I came here to ask. 스님.
아니 그러니까 어머니를 집을 얻어서 다른 데 살게 하면 됩니다.
Well, let your mom live by herself somewhere else.
But my mom doesn't want that either. I asked her and she said no, and I don't feel comfortable her living by herself either.
그러면 이혼을 하고 엄마하고 같이 살면 됩니다.
Then get a divorce and live with your mom.
But once again, I don't think I can divorce my husband because of my children.
그러면 자기는 어떤 대책을 원하는 거예요?
Then what kind of solution are you looking for?
해결할 수 없는 걸 갖고 지금 고민하고 있잖아요.
Because you're worrying about things that you can't really solve.
I think that's why I get stressed every day.
그러니까 엄마를 내보내면 스트레스 안 받을 거 아니에요.
So if your mother goes away, live by herself, then you won't get stressed.
그럼 부부가 이혼을 하고 엄마와 같이 살면 될 거 아니에요.
Or otherwise get a divorce and live with your mom.
Isn't there anything that I could do for myself?
지금 이렇게 두 가지 중에 하나를 하면 되죠.
So choose one of the two.
한 가지만 아니라 두 가지 중에 선택이 있지 않습니까? 얼마나 좋습니까? 두 가지나 선택의 길이 있잖아요.
You have a choice. You have two options. How good is that?
I guess I have to ask my mom to move out then.
당연하죠. 이거는 남편과 자기가 이룬 가정이니까 엄마는 제3자니까 도와주러 와도 no thank you 해야죠.
Of course, because this is your family that you and your husband created for yourself. So your mother is a third party. Although she offers to help, you should say no thank you.
Okay.
아니면 엄마가 이 집에 사는 것만 해도 아니면 엄마가 우리 집에 와서 사는 것을 허용해 준 남편에 대해서 고맙게 생각해야 합니다. 남편이 아무것도 안 하더라도 허락해 준 것만 해도 감사하게 생각하면 같이 살아도 아무 문제가 없습니다.
Or be thankful to your husband for having agreed to allow your mom to live with you. In that case, in the state of thankfulness, even if your husband doesn't contribute anything, doesn't do anything, you know, it'll still be okay for your mom to live there.
이것은 남편에 대해서 불평할 일이 아니라는 거예요.
So what I'm saying is that this is not a state that you should complain about your husband.
어머니가 여기 와서 무슨 일을 하든 있는 것을 허용해 준 남편에 대해서 항상 고마운 마음을 내야 합니다.
So no matter how much work your mother does, you should be grateful to your husband for allowing this situation.
Okay.
어머니를 딴 집에 살게 하는 게 가장 좋은 해결책이에요.
I think the best solution is for your mom to live by herself.
가정에 다른 사람들이 참여하는 것은 좋은 것이 아닙니다.
Because I don't think it's a good thing for a third party to interfere or intervene in a family.
비록 옛날에 내 어릴 때 나를 키워줬다 하더라도 그것은 어머니는 이미 나와는 다른 이웃이지 우리 가족이 아닙니다.
Although, your mom raised you when you're young, she is now a separate person, apart from your family. She's not part of your core family.
자기도 지금 어린애 같은 생각을 하고 있고 엄마도 자기를 어린애같이 보기 때문에 지금 이런 복잡한 일이 생긴 거예요.
So this is complexity is happening because you still view yourself as her child, and she also views you as her child.
Okay.
네.
Thank you.
네.
I really want to thank you, Sunim. I didn't really thought about me being a child still, even though I have 2 children, and the fact that my mom is still seeing me as a kid. So I'll definitely have a talk with my mom about going our separate ways, but still see each other so we can still have a relationship. Thank you so much.
과거에 엄마가 보살피고 자기는 아이로서 보살핌을 받은 관계였다 하는 것은 사실입니다. 근데 지금도 그런 심리적 관계가 유지되고 있다. 그러면 이것은 자기가 성인이 못된 거라는 것을 의미합니다.
So it is true when you were a child, you were cared for by your mother, and your mother did care for you. However, even as an adult, if you still have the psychological relationship, then that signifies you're not fully independent adult yet.
지금은 성장해서 나도 어른이 된 거예요.
Because you have grown up, but you're now an independent adult.
과거에 묶여 있지 말고 어른과 어른으로서 새로운 관계를 맺어야 합니다.
So do not be tied to that relationship that was formed when you're young in the past. You have to develop a new relationship based on adult to adult.
그래야 의지도 하지 않고 불쌍히 여기지도 않고 무거운 짐을 지지도 않게 자유로운 관계가 됩니다.
Only then can you have a relationship not based on pity or dependency, but based on really freedom.
몸마 어른이지 엄마하고의 관계에서는 자기가 아직도 어린 시절 아이 때의 심리 상태가 유지되고 있기 때문에 이런 복잡한 문제가 생깁니다.
So your problem, the complexity of your problem arises because even though your physical body is an adult, you are still psychologically a child to your mom.
어른이 되십시오.
So I want you to see yourself as an adult.
Thank you, Sunim.
네.